Getting into investing as a beginner can feel overwhelming, a sensation that's enhanced by another sense of being too late to the party. Well, take a deep breath because you're not too late, and it's near impossible to know everything about investing. So let's make it a little simpler. Hey workshoppers, welcome back to the channel. Today, let's talk about the first question you should ask yourself when it comes to investing. Are you even ready to invest? Forget about the finance gurus and influencers yelling at you about what vehicles to invest in and which stocks and funds to buy. Instead, let's break it down into steps and determine if now is even the right time for you. Why even invest? The question of should you invest is almost always a yes, but a better question to ask may be why you should invest. Breaking down the why can help you understand the power of investing and help you prioritize appropriately. Here's the simple answer to the question. You can set your money up in ways that will hopefully provide you with returns that grow your wealth in the long run. That's the benefit of investing. You work hard for your money, so allow your money to work hard for you. Simply saving money in a bank is great for an emergency fund that you may need in a pinch, but with average interest rates being less than 1%, it's not a great place to grow your wealth for your future retirement years. But let's dig a little deeper and consider these next questions. How will you provide for yourself when you can no longer work? What about kids? Do you want to try and help them get through trade school or college? Could there be weddings or graduations in the future? Even the current 2022 economic status can have you asking yourself, how do I try and keep up or even beat rising costs? This is where the power of investing and time can help. Am I ready to invest? You may be mentally prepared to invest, but there are still a few things to consider. Number 1, do you have an emergency fund? If you don't have an emergency fund, you're not ready to invest. That statement may sound harsh, but building a financial base is crucial because something will happen financially to you. It's a near guarantee. You may lose your job, the most expensive part of your car will break, or you'll have a medical issue that needs your immediate attention. If you don't have some kind of emergency fund, you'll simply be cashing out your investments to try and cover the expense. Life can be a roller coaster, and you do not want to be dipping into your investments for every unexpected turn in life. Number 2, do you have high interest debt? You may have heard people categorize between good debt and bad debt. All debts mean you owe and must pay someone or something back, but not all debts are the same. High interest debt, like the ones found on debit cards and personal loans, are given that name because they typically have higher interest rates. For instance, the current average credit card rate is around 18%. The stock market, since its inception, has averaged around a 10% annual rate of return. Hopefully, you see the problem here. It doesn't help that you may get 10% on your investments if your credit card debt is accruing at 18%. If your debt outweighs the potential return on your investment, work to get rid of it. Focusing on getting out of that debt entirely will automatically put you in the positive. Number 3, do you have a spending plan and investing goals? The first part is simple. How much money do you have to invest? It could be a lump sum, or it could be a budgeted amount of money that you transfer every month, paycheck, or some other determined amount of time. The good news is that there's no set number you have to reach to be able to invest. Many brokerages will allow you to invest just $25 at a time. The second part, though, is where investing truly shines. Investing works best if you give it time, meaning it should be considered a long-term commitment. Recall the questions we asked earlier about kids needing help with school or the money being needed for when you can no longer work. These are life events that could be 15, 20, or even 30 years into the future. Generally speaking, at least 10 years should be the minimum amount of time you're considering leaving your money invested. Number 4, what is your risk tolerance? All investments, every single one, carries some level of risk. Your job is to determine how much risk you can handle. This isn't posed as a challenge for you to take on absurd amounts of risk, but a question for you to think about for when markets or the economy are not performing at their highest levels. And let's be clear, just with life events, there will be downtimes, so it's not a question of if, but when. Investing doesn't need to be all or nothing. As a beginner, you may find that you don't have very high risk tolerance and may see something like CDs or bonds as easier investments to begin with. But with improved knowledge, better job opportunities, or even increased monies in your emergency fund, you may find that you're ready to invest more into rental properties or equities. Are you willing to learn? The very fact that you're here means there's a good chance that the answer to this question is yes. The investing arena is large and it continues to grow, influenced by newer investing opportunities such as cryptocurrency and changes in governmental programs and policies. While you do not need to become an expert at investing, you should have the desire to learn enough to make good, knowledgeable decisions because they will affect your financial future. Increasing your knowledge may reveal that you're more interested in real estate than bonds, or that your risk tolerance is higher when you invest in dividend stocks and funds. Being willing to learn sets you up for success along your wealth building journey. I'm ready. What's next? For most people, investing in an employer-sponsored 401k retirement account is a great first step. Retirement accounts are tax shelters, meaning they help alleviate the burden of taxes you pay. Other benefits are that employer plans generally negotiate lower fees on their plans, and almost 98% of American companies offer some level of matching incentive, with the average match being around 6%. If you've determined that you are ready, this is an awesome opportunity, not only to get comfortable investing, but to take advantage of extra funds from your employer. If you don't have access to an employer's retirement plan, the next best thing would be an IRA, an individual retirement account. It mirrors a lot of the same tax-advantaged benefits of the 401k, but it does not have a match and it has a much lower limit of how much money you can put into it per year than the 401k accounts. It still allows you to plan and invest for your future, so don't skip it just because there's no match or because of the limit. Your future self will thank you. It's normal to feel overwhelmed when considering investing, especially when you aren't armed with the knowledge of how investing works or even what to invest in. But hopefully, we help you figure out if you are even ready to invest. And if you're not, you know where you need to work on to prepare yourself. Do you already invest in a 401k, IRA, or both? What other investment vehicles do you use to build your wealth? We hope you learned something new today. Please consider liking and subscribing and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on new content. See you next time.